that.
All right, welcome everybody to the New Year's Eve edition of Under the Dome. I'm your host, Alan Ulrich, here with my son, actually, Matt, because Bob has a house full of people and that came over unexpectedly, and he is not able to join the show tonight. He is talking about maybe later this week, he and Brendan trying to do a short Bayou Blitz, but the holidays being what they are, he'll obviously let us know, as soon as he finds out what's going to happen. So, yeah, everything's kind of in limbo. He's not working so many hours, but the party season, everyone coming over. I know everybody's doing something big New Year's Eve. So, you're stuck with me and Matt. So, Matt, how are you doing?
I'm doing quite all right. I'm doing quite all right.
So Tyler Shough, the national media is starting to pay attention to him now. We're now seeing Giants fans fighting with Saints fans. And we're even getting some of the Shough people coming in on us, because now the talk is based on Tyler Shough's performance that he is a Rookie of the Year candidate. He has some really good odds from FanDuel. So my question to you is he Rookie of the Year quality? Is he's only played in 8 games. He'll be 9 at the end of the season this Sunday. He's won 5 of them, but the Saints aren't going to the playoffs. Does that still make him Rookie of the Year candidate?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's playing enough games. Like, if he only played 4 or 5 games, I wouldn't say that. But, playing about half the season and all that, I think it does add some consideration. And I know a lot of people are upset about it. And, it's more of how the NFL kind of values the awards and what they prioritize versus versus how a player should get him, because the player in September and in October, like for a while, it was, hey, look, Baker Mayfield, Daniel Jones, they look like MVP candidates. Here's Emeka Egbuka, he's playing great. He's the early candidate, and now here we are in December. Now it's looking like it's between Drake May and Matt Stafford, or it might just go to Drake May. Now
And Josh Allen.
And Josh Allen, and you got to add Josh Allen, of course. And then, you look at Rookie of the Year, just offensive Rookie of the Year. I mean, now no one's mentioning Egbuka anymore because, his stats have gone down. He's dropping more passes. He missed a couple games due to injury. It's just how the tie goes. Now, Jackson Dart right now, last I saw, was 4th in odds. And keep in mind, that's just betting odds. It's not 100% exact. That's not what voters are saying. I think Shough is going to get a few votes, but, I think it's going to be between him and the Carolina receiver, Ted McMillan.
Travion Henderson, somebody they were promoting for a little while, too.
Yeah, and he got injured down, too. Yeah,
he got injured.
He got hurt. And he's another player that started late, too. First half of the season, it's like, why aren't you playing Travion Henderson? And then he went on a roll with these long touchdowns, and I think he's up to maybe like eight total touchdowns or something over like a 5-week span.
And New England is probably going to win the division. Well, they are winning the division.
They won the division. They already won the division. It's about the 1 seed. Will they?
They'll likely be the number 1 seed. They're a playoff team, so that's a lot of impetus to get them to be. Get him to be the Rookie of the Year, because they look at playoff teams. When the Saints last had a Rookie of the Year, going back to 2017
Mhm.
with both Alvin Kamara and Marshawn
Lattimore.
Lattimore.
Hmm.
They went from a non-playoff team in 86 in 2016 to a playoff team, winning the division in 2017.
Hmm.
And a lot of that was due to Alvin Kamara and Marshawn Lattimore.
Yeah.
So,
And it was in a very similar situation where they were arguing that, where you had Chiefs fans arguing that Kareem Hunt should win Rookie of the Year over Alvin Kamara. And again, Kareem Hunt was doing a lot of the same things. He started off strong, but then started to quiet down as Alvin Kamara was starting to kind of pick up around October and November. He had great months, great games during those months. It's not just about how you start; it's also how you finish. If you just start petering out, and he kind of is, he's also there adjusting to how he plays.
yeah. Well, I mean, so the thing is with Kamara, he was behind Adrian Peterson back then,
Mm-hmm.
and they had to trade Peterson to get more touches for Kamara. And once they did that, it still took him a couple games to work him in to what he became.
Yeah.
And yeah, that November, late October, November, and December, he kind of turned it on. So, in that regard, yeah, I agree with you. I think Tyler Shough is making the right push right now. They've won 4 straight. It's the first time they've won 4 in a row since 2020. Drew Brees.
Yeah.
He's thrown for 300 yards in back-to-back games. That hasn't happened, I think, since 2023. He's the first rookie to throw this year 300 yards back-to-back games. The Jackson Dart Giants fans are out there screaming, but we threw for 300 yards once. He did it twice, back-to-back.
He did. Jackson Dart hasn't thrown for 300 yards. He's the only.
I thought he did.
No, yeah, Cam Warren, Shador Sanders that did it.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Because famous Jameis did. Because the argument I got
did it against the Lions.
Yeah, the famous Jameis argument I got in with a Giants fan who was talking about, well, this is so funny because you guys are all going to appreciate this. We're now getting Giants fans telling us, well, you guys have all these weapons on your team. You've got all these great receivers. You got Alvin Kamara, who hasn't played in a month, but you've got Alvin Kamara out there playing. He had
Rashid Shaheed, even though
and it's like no. We've got Kevin Austin Jr. was off the practice squad. He's been cut 3 times, and brought back. Estime wasn't even on the Saints team in September. We picked him up in November. So you start going through this and you're going, yeah, we got backup offensive linemen all in the middle of that team, that offensive line. Olave's picked up, but Juwan Johnson, fans hated him in September and October.
Johnson is top 5 in drops. I saw that most recent stat. He has a total of 9 dropped passes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. I keep hearing about Kamara being because they're not watching. No one is watching the Saints. They are seeing the highlights, all 45 seconds, on Sunday Night Football, on NFL primetime, or if they YouTube it, the highlights on YouTube, like when I'm playing behind this on TV.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous, but they can't explain it because they shouldn't be doing as well. Now, I've had one Giants fan tell me, well, he's got better coaching. Okay, I will give you that. You fired your coach, and the guy, they've got Kafka, who was a candidate for the Saints to be a head coach.
Yeah, but he was probably according to what I heard, he was the next guy if Kellen Moore didn't want the job.
Yeah, he was a fallback option, but it's taken Moore some time too. to
Mhm.
figure out how to coach his team up. But all the signs for Saints fans are pointing to Shough looking like the guy we're going to build this team around. Franchise quarterback from the standpoint of he is at least a guy that looks like you can use, you're going to build around him for a few years. He's not Mr. Right now. Now, franchise is Drew Brees. Let's not put him up there yet, but it's still, he looks like a top 10 NFL quarterback that's going to grow. Okay. As far as from a rookie to a veteran NFL starter, you still have to see, does he go through the sophomore slump and all the other stuff? But that's for later on. But right now, he looks like a legitimate top first round, top of the second kind of quarterback where he was taken. And that's what is driving people crazy. I mean, my thing is he is elevating the quality of play of this team. He is making our receivers better. And that includes Dwan Johnson, Kevin Austin. You're seeing this ball come out fast. You're seeing a very catchable ball. When chaos breaks out around him, especially in the second half, he steps up and makes a play. Third
Mhm.
down conversions are better than they were
Yeah.
under Rattler.
I mean, yeah, I got those numbers for the third down
Okay,
conversions. If you want.
good. We'll go through that in just a second. But my biggest thing was, what have I been beating that drum until Shough became the full-time starter? I've been beating that drum that, man, we can't break that 20-point barrier. We can't score 20 points. We just scored 34 this week. Last week, we scored 29. We have scored 20 or more points in all 4 games that we have won in this
Mhm.
little streak. That's all the signs, all the struggles that we've had all season have now turned the corner. And fans are like, man, I don't want the season to end now. I'm enjoying Saints football. But
Yeah.
yeah, go through, because he's already, Shuck's already shattered all the Saints rookie quarterback records. Not that there's
Mhm.
many, because basically Archie set them all. But how has Shuck been doing statistically?
Okay, so throughout the month of December, I mean, this is the first time in since 2011 where the Saints have gone undefeated in the month of December.
Mm-hmm.
4-0. During that month, he has thrown for 1,057 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 pick, completed about 67.9% of his passes, ran for 100 yards, got 2 touchdowns, and passer ratings at 98, which for a rookie, that's really, really good. You want to be in that upper 90s, that upper 90s. And, he's had 2 games during that month where he's had a passer rating of over 110. That game against Carolina, and of course on Sunday where he had a career high pass rating of 142.
Mm-hmm.
And third down, you were getting into that, and I broke down the difference between Rattler on third down and Shough on third down. So Rattler in 8.5 games that he started, well, 8 games he started, he was 36 and 94. That's about 38.3% on all third downs. And when it comes to third downs, just if it's 8 yards or more, he was 5 of 37, with 2 of those being benefited from penalties like illegal contact or, yeah, actually both of those were just illegal contact or hands to the face.
Yeah, I mean, and then Shuck. I'm sorry. Did you give
I'm
his?
not yet. So
Okay.
Shough, ever since he took over in that Tampa Bay game,
Mm-hmm.
that second drive in the second half, he has been 47 of 113 on third downs. That's 41.6%.
Yeah.
On third and eight and or longer, he's been 10 of 38. That's 26 point that's 26.6. Yeah, 26.6%. So he is practically double of what Rattler does on third and eight. I mean, you've seen it where I mean, he had a play and it wasn't a third down, it was second down where it was second and short. He gets it first, but it's called back due to offensive holding. Okay, so you got second and 10. Completes a pass, penalty again. It was a legal shift on Kevin Austin, second and 15, still completes a pass for 19 yards. It's just those things he's able to do. You always feel like that you can convert it or at least get him or at least, get as close as possible. There's no, well, here's a 3 yard check down. Come on, Kai, go punt it for 20 yards.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the big thing for me. I mean, 2011, what made that season so special was it didn't matter what the down and distance was. The Saints were going to
Hmm.
probably convert it and go down the field, and they scored a record number of points.
Yeah.
That's not to say that that's what this team is doing, not at all.
Yeah.
But they are converting third downs at a much higher percentage. I am noticing week to week, we are much closer to 50% on third down conversions.
Yeah.
Now Drew Brees was up over 60, but it's a building block. We're getting there.
Yeah.
Last week I think we were 6 of 11. I think on third down last week.
Yeah. You want to be in that 6 of 11 third down conversion. Those are, that's a good metric. I mean, the only one that's the most insane are like the San Francisco 49ers who have converted like over 50%, near 60% from third down. I mean,
that's a lot of that's Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah. But like over the past 4 games, the Saints have converted 24 or 50 third down. That's 48%. That's top 10. That's like somewhere between fifth and eighth in the league.
Yeah.
Right now the Saints currently are 14th in third down and over 40%. Again, that's partially because Shough is the quarterback. He is helping you get closer to that top half versus when you were with Rattler, you were kind of in that bottom half.
Well, Rattler was a dink and dunk kind of quarterback, and Shough is pushing the ball down the field. We're seeing this.
Yeah, and I have Giants fans signing me EPA and all that, and I'm like, listen, EPA is not, it's not the Bible. Games are played on the field, not on the spreadsheet. Because you can get a high EPA if you take a check down or find a high percentage throw than if you were to take this throw, this dart across the field where you just fit it over defender. Like EPA is not like they're like, well, you shouldn't have thrown that because you only had about a 6.28% chance of completing that. And it's like, I don't care. I got to complete it though. He got the big play, and now we're in position to score.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's funny because Dart is having a good season, but like you said, he's not progressing each week and putting up better numbers each week. He is steady. You're seeing a pretty consistent quarterback come through, and the Giants fans will say, well, he doesn't have Malik Neighbors. He doesn't have Scatterboo. He doesn't have this, doesn't have that. Chris Olave has come alive, and Chris Olave, congratulations to him. He is now the only second receiver in Saints history to get 100 receptions and over 1,000 yards receiving. And if he gets he gets one more touchdown. He is the first receiver since Jimmy Graham as a pass catching tight end to get double-digit touchdowns.
Yeah, he'll be the first
in
Saints receiver
2015.
Yeah, no, 14.
2014. Yeah, he was traded.
Yeah, and he'll be the first Saints receiver ever to achieve 100 receptions, 1,000 yards, and 10 touchdowns all in the same season.
Yeah,
because I had to triple check it because Colston's highest reception was 94, and that was in 2007, I think. Yeah, 2007. Joe Horn's highest was 98, and that was back in 2004. And we talk about Michael Thomas. He never broke he never had more than 9 receiving touchdowns.
Yeah. I think Colston, Horn, and maybe Eric Martin are the only ones that have double-digit TDs.
I have to double check Eric Barden. I know, cause yeah, cause yeah, I don't think Eric Barden, cause I know Quinn Early never did. I know, cause the Saints don't have a lot of 1,000 yard receivers. Like you
No, they
go Les
don't.
Chandler, Danny Bramikowitz. It. The Saints just don't have a ton of 1,000 yard receivers.
No, I mean, I know he didn't get. I know Eric Martin didn't get 1,000 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. But I'm almost positive he has double-digit TDs. But let me just.
Yeah.
No, he never got it. He never got double-digit TDs. Closest he got was 8,
Yeah.
and that was 1989.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Martin did have 1,000 yards. He had 1,000 yards in '88 and 1,000 yards in '89.
Right. Cause
'88
yeah.
was his Pro Bowl year,
Yeah.
but he had
Cause
85 catches that year.
yeah. Yeah, because I know Joe Horn, his best year was in 2004, where he had
Hmm
98 catches, I think like 1,300 receiving yards, and I think like 11 touchdowns. Because
Yeah.
he had some really good years when he was fully healthy.
Well, and the game has changed. I mean, the obviously Jim Moore didn't put the ball up that much. They ran the ball a lot more than they threw, but
Hmm
Lance Moore did get 1,000 yards one year.
Yeah,
Uh,
2012.
yes, but he didn't have that many catches, believe it or not.
Hmm
And I don't think he had double-digit TDs.
I don't think so. Like, I have to double check.
I'm looking it up
But
right
let's see.
now.
Yeah, Lance Moore. He had 1 year. He had double-digit touchdowns. That was 2008, his breakout year,
Oh, that's because
where he
Colston was
had
hurt.
where he had 10 receiving touchdowns and he had 928 yards on 79 catches. His
Okay,
1,000 yard receiving year was 2012, the year Peyton wasn't there, and honestly,
right.
that was his best year overall. Before he kind of fell off because of age and injury.
Yeah, yeah. 2008 was his big year because that was Colston had gotten injured. He had injured his knee, and he got 79 catches. He had 121 targets. Jeez,
Hmm
so but only 928 yards. Um, okay, so let's say for the sake of argument that Shough
hmm
does win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah,
That would be the third
fourth.
Saints, fourth. I'm sorry, you're right. Fourth Saints
Yep.
Rookie of the Year. Now they've broken it up. It's now offensive and defensive Rookie of the Year. There's not just one
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's how it has been, at least for the Associated Press one, because the Saints have had three offensive rookie of the years, and they've only had one defensive rookie of the year.
yes, that's right. That's right. So who are the offensive rookies of the year? Because the defensive one obviously is Marshawn Lattimore.
Well, of course, Kamara. You had George Rogers in 81
Mm-hmm.
and Reuben Mayes in 86.
And both of them led the league in rushing too, because both of them had
Yeah.
over 1,000 yards rushing.
Yeah,
Uh,
Rogers had over 1,600 yards rushing, and Reuben Mayes had over 1,300.
yeah, um, yeah, because George Rogers had the record for the league as a rookie, and
Hmm
Eric Dickerson broke that a year later or 2 years later, I think in '83.
Yeah.
Um, okay. My opinion is I think Shough has an outside chance of doing it. The voters tend to look at your last games
Yeah.
before they make their decision. Just like Pro Bowl, they always look at how you play at the end, not so much the beginning.
Yeah.
But what do you think Shough would have to do to kind of not lock it up, but make a good argument that he becomes Rookie of the Year?
So first, he has to beat the Falcons. I think
Well, yeah,
beating the Falcons week 18 helps because you end your season on a five game win streak. You would have 6 wins as as a starter, which is very impressive. You basically turn, like, as soon as you became a starter. You turn a 1-win team into a 7-win team.
Mm-hmm.
Second, I think you have to hit that median of at least 250 yards passing. I don't think he'll get three. If he gets 3 straight games of 100 yards, of 300 yards passing, that is awesome. That would be awesome, especially a team that gave quarterbacks like Matt Stafford and Josh Allen and Drake Mays so much trouble. I mean, if you can end that, if you throw 300 yards passing and don't have a turnover, that's amazing. But definitely winning and maintain a stat of, I would say, at least 250 yards passing and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I was going to say pretty much something pretty close to that. I was going to say another 300-yard passing game,
Mm-hmm.
at least 2 touchdowns, if not three. You
Yeah.
know, maybe 2 in the air, 1 on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Beating the Falcons, ending the season at 7-10. This is going to go into the playoff scenario a bit, but if the Panthers win Saturday,
Yeah.
and the Saints beat the Falcons, there's a scenario, I believe, that the Saints end up in second place.
Yeah. So here's the play. So it's all scenarios. So if Panthers and Saints win, the standings go first Panthers, second Saints, third Bucs, and fourth Falcons. We have better division record over the Bucs because we'd
Yeah,
be
we'll be 4 and 2 in
4-2 in
division.
a
Yeah.
division, and they'd be and they would be 2-4.
Now, some people don't want that because they don't want to play a second place schedule because we're
I
playing
don't
the
mind it.
AFC West. Well, we're playing the AFC West next year, I believe.
No, we play the AFC North. We play one opponent in the AFC West, though.
Okay, so we would end up with the Chiefs.
No,
they think.
Chargers.
Yeah, we would
with the
have to end up with the
Chargers.
Chargers. Yeah.
Yeah, so
But-
I also got that written down too.
Oh,
So,
okay.
But the Saints.
Excuse me. Sorry, I'm getting over a cold.
So sticking with the second placing. So we play the both North divisions, NFC and AFC North, regardless. The NFC East opponent we'd be playing is the Dallas Cowboys. We keep the second place, and the NFC West opponent we'll be playing will be the loser of the San Francisco and Seattle game on Saturday. Because both those teams are not only playing for the division, they're also playing for first place in the NFC.
Okay.
Next, so third place, which can go one of two ways. First way being, it's only one way. I'm sorry. The only way we can get third place is if Tampa wins and we win.
Yes.
Yeah,
because that
Tampa wins
eliminates
and we
Carolina
win,
completely.
Yeah, because it would eliminate Carolina and Tampa will go to the playoffs. We get a third place schedule. That means we would play the Chiefs, which would be a home game. AFC West would be a home game, so we play the Chiefs. The NFC East opponent we'll be playing is Commanders. That's an away game. And we would be playing the Rams as the NFC West opponent because they're in third place. They're third place of the NFC West.
Yeah, no thanks.
We'll be playing the Rams, and of course that's a home game.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah. Last place, which could happen, and that has the funniest scenario out of all of them. So if we just lose to the Falcons regardless, we get fourth place. But if the Bucs win on Saturday and the Falcons win, then the Panthers win the NFC South because of head-to-head matches between the Bucs, Panthers, and Falcons.
Yes.
And the fourth place schedule is we play the Raiders at home, Giants on the road, and the Cardinals at home.
Yeah, that would be an easy schedule.
I prefer the second place schedule though. I want to go against the Chargers one more time, going against Justin Herbert. I like going against him. I'm not afraid of the Dallas Cowboys. If that's a road game, I'd rather travel to Dallas than having to risk going to either New York in December or going against
I want to play Dallas on Thanksgiving Day again.
Yeah, I would love that.
I would like to play Dallas on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Of course, the last time we did, you got to hear a lot of profanity because I thought we were going to lose that game. It's a little stressful on Thanksgiving Day, but No, I would enjoy that. But
Yeah,
yeah, my thing is I don't want to lose to the Falcons. I want to beat the Falcons. I want to finish 7-10.
yeah,
I think Shough having a big game with the players he's got, finishing 7-10
hmm
after entering the month of December, or basically Shough taking over
hmm
uh, at 1-8, and you finish 7-10, or 1-7, and you finish 7-10. That's a huge step forward. That's a huge flip on your schedule.
yeah.
That would be incredible.
And I
But
think
the finishing,
also Shuck finishing 7-10 and being 6-3 as a starter, that gets you more primetime games because the schedule makers and the network's going to be like, huh. So the Saints were on a heater towards the end of the schedule. They got a nice rookie
mm-hmm.
quarterback in. They look at social media. They'll pull up Saints and Tyler
Oh yeah,
Shuck, and they're going to look at all that and they'll go, okay, so we're going to try talk to the NFL, see if we can get a couple of their one or two of their games, see who they're playing against. And if you got a second place schedule, it makes it easier for that. So if you want the Saints to be on prime time, you want them to be on Sunday night, that'd be funny because the last time we were on Sunday night, you had the Drew Brees smirk
yeah.
when we
We
upset the
beat Tampa
Buccaneers.
9-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, beat
And
Tom
ever
Brady,
since
and
then, we have never been on Sunday Night Football.
yeah. No, I mean I'm ready to be back on. Now we have a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to be back on prime time.
Yeah.
Um, Derek Carr, Spencer Rattler, Andy Dalton, those guys aren't going to draw a lot of attention in prime time. But Tyler
Yeah.
Shuck, going
And
up
it's,
against maybe Jackson Dart,
yeah.
I mean, if you're playing the Giants,
Mm-hmm.
or Tyler Shuck going up against the Commanders and Jaden Daniels,
Yeah.
um,
Or,
that's
yeah.
appealing to the networks.
Tyler Shuck going against Justin Herbert. You got the big, strong quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting one. Or, I wish we could have. I wish Philly. I wish Philly was not the division winner because imagine Kellen Moore going against the Philadelphia Eagles. That would be a game of the week kind of game. You could have Shanahan versus Morgan. You could have. I mean, there's definitely possibilities to go with all this.
Well, let's see how we do in this draft before we start really
Yeah.
talking about the national televised games. I mean,
Yeah, and I'm pretty
you got
sure
to fix up that
if you
offensive
get
line.
Jeremiah Love on the Saints, you draft him. Now you're gonna get a network interested going. You know what? Amazon wants him. Maybe Netflix Christmas, whatever. Because they're probably gonna
NBC
think,
shows Notre Dame.
yep. Oh yeah, especially if the Notre Dame backfield of Jeremiah Love and Audric Estime.
Estime really surprised me
Mm-hmm.
Sunday. That was a great run, his big run for 32 yards.
Yeah.
But just his agility, he leapt over one blocker. One tackler. He showed
Yeah.
a lot of burst, showed power. I mean, Evan Hull, if you need a yard, he'll get you a yard. If you need 3 yards, he's going to get you a yard. That's kind of the running back he is. He is not. He has no wiggle to him. His
Mm-hmm.
power is not that impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just a body right now, but
Mm-hmm.
has to be like an NFL running back. And
Yeah.
I'm excited. I still want because I think Kellen Moore. You're seeing now with Shough what Kellen Moore wants to be able to do with this offense.
Yeah.
He wants an inside running attack.
Mm-hmm.
That means upgrading the middle of your offensive line, but he wants that inside zone running attack.
Mm-hmm.
Estime seems to fit that mold. Jeremiah Love fits that mold.
Yeah.
You get a back like that if you're going to go and sign a free agent running back. One of the guys we're going to see Sunday, Algier from the Falcons, fits that mold, doesn't put the ball on the ground. Those kind of got inside runners that can bounce it outside when they need to. but he
Mm-hmm.
wants that inside attack. Um, and then his offensive line can open those holes, and that opens up his play action pass. And
Mm-hmm.
now Shough is attacking the seams. He's attacking the rails. He is
Yeah.
pushing that ball downfield. He's looking for the tight end over the middle because now the safety's coming up to deal with this running attack.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when he gets his guys open. That scissors route that Olave has scored 2 touchdowns on, where he
Yeah.
basically comes inside and then he's lined up inside in the slot here. You got, Kevin Austin probably that's lined up to the outside. They take off. Austin runs an inside like a skinny post, and um, Olave is coming behind him. That's why it's called a scissors route because they cross over like
Yeah.
this. But they cross over.
Yeah.
Olave is by himself, which
Mm-hmm.
is what he likes. And then he makes the play. He scored 2 touchdowns, one against the Jets,
Mm-hmm.
one against the Tennessee Titans Sunday. Um,
Yeah.
and that was a great play design. And yeah, we did. We wore out the Tennessee line because it was all Tennessee had was that beef in the middle, which
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to have one of those guys. I'd love to have Sweat from
Yeah.
Texas that's over there in the middle. That's
He
something
was
else
one.
that
He
we
was one. He
need.
was one of your guys.
He was. He definitely was. But you put somebody big like Simmons or Sweat in the middle of that defensive line,
Mm-hmm.
tying up people. Oh yeah, that opens up things for a healthy Brazil. That it helps your pass rush and takes away the run. It really does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you were, Calvin. I know you're another one. You and I are both the same. We need a big fat guy, a space eater in that middle. But yeah, so I think Shough having a big game against the Falcons Sunday pretty much puts him in there where it's going to be a tough decision. You'll see votes that go towards Shough. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
that's enough to win, but I think it's enough to sway voters. So
Yeah. I mean, he's already got a couple of voters that basically said they would. Some from, because people who vote for this are mostly writers, some from the Associated Press, some from
mhm.
other sports writers. Well, good
I
news,
mean,
Calvin. There's a lot of nose guards in this upcoming draft that the Saints can pick from, and none of them are first rounders, but there's plenty. But there's plenty that the Saints can definitely get.
hey, you got a couple of thirds. You're going to get your fourth back or a fourth because
Mm-hmm.
we kept him on the bench long enough. Ridley really solidified that's outside corner position. So we got a real good shot of getting some good players.
Yep.
Yeah, he's asking about the kid from Oregon.
There's a kid from Oregon, Adarius Washington. There's a kid from Texas Tech, Lee Hunter. The kid from
Texas Tech's name I
Cincinnati.
keep hearing.
Yeah, the kid from Cincinnati, Deontay Corleone.
Oh,
There's a couple others. Like it's a rich class for nose guards coming up.
yeah, the Alabama kid is another one
Yeah,
I see
Tim
a lot.
Keenan.
Yeah.
But yeah, that third, fourth round, especially the third round, like if they feel like they need to upgrade that nose guard position, that's the perfect place.
Hey man, get a running back, get an edge in the
Hmm.
second. Then the third, get a receiver and a nose guard. Boy, man, you make me really happy because I don't want I'll draft a guard, but I want to sign a guard in free agency.
Here's what I would rather like. I've talked about this with a few others. I want the Saints to upgrade their guards in free agency. I want them to call the Packers for Elton Jenkins. I want them to sign, David Edwards is my go to, but if they want someone who's more of a right guard, because Elton Jenkins is more of a left guard, I would then sign John Simpson from the Jets because he's one of those big guys, and you draft a center in the fourth or fifth round. You go get either Jake Slaughter from Florida or Logan Jones from Iowa to be your backup center for if and when Eric McCoy goes down, because I don't think the Saints are going to get rid of him. Making Loomis's excuse is going to be, well, we're just unlucky with all the injuries, but when healthy, he's the best, if not one of the
He is one of
best
the better centers
centers.
in the NFL when he's
Yeah,
healthy, but he's had 2 seasons cut short because of injuries.
yeah. But if I know anything about the Saints and Mickey Loomis when it comes to players with 2 seasons back to back bad injured, they're going to keep him for one more season until it's too late.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. But I do want him to get veteran guards
Hmm.
because it's at the point now. We can't keep throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Yeah.
We have been drafting guys, Ruiz, Penning. Um, we can't just um, keep going after prospects in the draft and sacrifice weapons or veteran positions of need outside of the offensive line. I mean, you have to upgrade the offensive line. Don't get me wrong. Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to do it, but we have money now in free agency.
Yeah.
Restructure a couple deals. You got your quarterback now. Now build the wall around him. You got 2 great tackles. Um, get him some weapons on offense that he
Yeah.
can now stretch the field. He can now run the football, running back by committee. I don't think Miller's coming back, but
Hmm.
Estime is part of it. Neal is part of it. A rookie. I don't know if Kamara is part of it or not, but I'd like for him to finish his career here. But
Yeah.
regardless, get some more running backs in here that are good, young, and just build this offense system up because your
Hmm.
defense, especially in the back end, looks really really good. Um, People are going to ask about the veterans, the aging veterans. Well, Demario Davis just had another 137 tackle season or something ridiculous like that,
Yeah.
higher than it was 10 years ago with the Jets when he was
Yeah.
25.
Hmm.
It's something ridiculous like that. And now that your favorite defensive line coach,
Guy
Todd
McGuy.
Grantham, is gone.
Yeah.
Um, Even Cam Jordan at his age, 8.5 sacks, nine
Nine and a
sacks,
half now.
nine and a
Nine and
half
a half.
sacks. I mean, it's just you don't need to push these guys out the door yet. Now,
Yeah.
you can't be playing Cam Jordan more than 40% of the snaps in defense. You just can't.
Hmm.
He's just
Yeah.
not that kind of guy anymore. So you still need somebody to replace him. He definitely shouldn't be a primary edge rusher, but
Hmm.
he's a guy you can rotate on third downs, third and
Yeah.
longs. Um, you've got a couple of young linebackers. I want some more. I'm ready to move on from Pete Werner, but Demario is still productive. You need his leadership. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
All
Taysom
right
will be
now. Well.
gone.
Yeah. And well, week 18. He's probably not going to play because towards the end of the game he suffered a calf injury, and
Yeah, I saw that.
those calf injuries you don't play with him because that can lead to an Achilles injury.
Right, exactly. And they don't want to. They don't want to go there. I'll be surprised if he plays. Knowing Demario, he's going to try and get out there though,
Yeah.
because that's the other thing about him. Um, I don't know. It depends on where you finish in the draft.
Yeah.
Um,
Like even if they stay at like the highest they can go is the eighth overall pick because
which is where
the
they are right now.
yeah, and if the at eighth overall, that's perfect right there. To be picking Jordan Love, because you look at Bajan Robinson, he was picked eighth overall, or even if you somehow only get the 10th overall, that's perfect because
Yeah,
I think there the big thing they're going to look at is, okay, so quarterback is definitely going number one overall with Mendoza.
To the
Second
Raiders.
overall, it's going to depend if Dante Moore declares or not. I think he might declare because, like, it's one of those things where if he stays one more year, he risks hurting his draft value because you got guys like Kate Klubnik, Drew Aller, Garrett Nussmeier, Sam Leavitt. Like, both those guys were considered to be top 10 picks entering the college football season. And now Leavitt's in the transfer portal. Garrett Nussmeier and Aller are considered third or fourth round picks. Klubnik is considered to be a seventh round pick, maybe even a priority free agent. I mean, just take it while the
Nussmeier, day
getting's
3
good.
pick.
Yeah. I mean, just take him while the getting's good right now. I mean, sure, you can
Yeah,
earn more money, but you could also really hurt yourself if you don't
Mendoza's
play
going to go
better.
number one. Mendoza's going number one overall. He just won a
Hmm.
Heisman Trophy. I mean,
Yeah.
if he beats Alabama this weekend, Indiana likely makes it all the way
Yeah.
to the national championship game. There's not much left he has to do in college football.
Yeah. And
Uh,
honestly, if Dante Moore somehow beats Texas Tech on Thursday, because again, Texas Tech's defense, they got dudes. They got
yeah.
dudes.
Well, it got the nose tackle that we like.
Hmm.
So yeah, absolutely.
They got the edge
Um,
rushers too. So Calvin, he has to gain is just more experience because you want to hit those 25 starts. He has about five. He started about 7 games at UCLA as a true freshman. Sat behind Dylan Gabriel in 2024 when he transferred to Oregon, and then he's playing 13, 14 games right now as a starter in Oregon. So if he stays one more year, he just gets more experience, gets better feel of the offense, and has a chance to have more starts under his belt. But it's a very tricky situation for him. If he,
yeah,
I mean, if he stays, it's 50-50. But if he decides to declare for the draft, he'll go into a team that's gonna bench him for a year. But it's just gonna be one of those things.
yeah. I mean, he likely goes second overall.
Hmm.
Just depending on who finishes second. But if Arizona finishes, I think Arizona's up there at 3 or 4.
So it's currently one is the Raiders, two is the Giants, three is the Jets, four is the Titans, and I think five right now is the Cardinals.
Okay, so if he gets past the Jets,
Hmm.
and we're assuming the Jets don't do something crazy again and sign, what's that kid from Green Bay?
Malik
Uh,
Willis.
Malik Willis. They don't go and sign Malik Willis, which I don't think they will. But if they don't go sign Malik Willis,
Mm-hmm.
it all depends on what happens with that coaching staff. I don't think Aaron Glenn gets fired, but I think he makes some changes to the coaching staff.
He
Um,
well, he almost let the cat out of the bag, saying that this Jets team is not showing effort, which is clear and obvious. But if you openly admit it in a press conference, you basically are telling your superiors fire me because they don't want to listen to me.
yeah, yeah. So with the Jets, I don't know where they're going to go, but if they don't take more, it's because they're
Hmm.
signing a veteran quarterback. I mean, the
Yeah,
Raiders are all locked in on Mendoza. I mean, they're benching their best players
yeah. Well, put him on
outside of
injured
Gentry.
reserve. Put him on injured reserve. Well, and to be fair, those players are actually hurt, but it's like, no, we see what you're
Max
trying to
Crosby says
do.
he's not.
Yeah. Heck, I'll go ahead and do a Khalil Mack trade for Max Crosby after the
Yeah,
draft.
yeah,
And I think that's when teams are going to call for Max Crosby. It's after the draft. They're going to be like,
yeah,
"Hey, we'll give you a couple first round picks for Max Crosby." And the Raiders, I think they want to do it before March 13th because that's when some of the guarantees kick in.
yeah,
But they're but they're going to play hardball, and they know the Raiders are going to bend the knee because they're looking at a Khalil Mack trade. They know you. They know your history.
yeah. Exactly. Um, I don't know. I don't know what he would demand in a trade.
Mm,
He's definitely going to want to go to some a contender. Somebody's going to make it to the playoffs, and if he
yeah.
feels like they're a young team that's on the cusp of the playoffs, and they just need a pass rusher. The Saints are right in that group now. And that's the
Yeah.
other thing about finishing 7-10 on a 5-game winning streak. That or 6-game, no, 5-game, sorry, 5-game winning
Yeah, it'd
streak.
be a 5-game. Wish it was
6 of the
games.
last 7.
Alave.
Yeah. They're looking at a team that's on the upswing. You've got the quarterback now. You've got an offensive minded coach who has a Super Bowl ring with the Eagles. These are all factors for me as to why I want the Saints to win on Sunday. There's so much positive energy. You're going to see this turnaround as far as opinions on the Saints. Whereas last year, what we were hearing were Saints have the worst roster in the league. Saints have they hired a coach. They were the last team to hire a coach. They got a guy who's never coached before as a head coach. They hired a defensive coordinator who was a failure as a head coach. A lot of negative things. They hit a grand slam on this draft of not stud players, but a solid, talented core that kind of you can build your team around, that you need these kind of players. And that's going to appeal to a lot of free agents. And if they want to make any coaching changes, which I think they will, but if they make any coaching changes, it'll appeal to some of the young assistant coaches to say, hey, this is a team that's on the rise. And the things you were just talking about earlier tonight, can you get nationally televised games? You got a quarterback now. Looks like he's a pretty good one. Yeah, we're going to put you on national TV because you're going to produce entertaining football. What we saw against Tennessee, these are two teams that don't have very much, but that was an entertaining game for the networks. It's just a lot of stuff. Yeah, Breece Hall, I tell you, Breece Hall is going to be a free agent, and I'll be glad to have
free
him.
Agents are all going to be really good. So, honestly, if you decide to attack a free agent running back like Breece Hall or Kenneth Walker or Tyler Algier, I wouldn't even think about drafting a running back unless you get one of them to be a kick returner. That's really it.
Well, you don't need to take him in the first round now. Now you're taking a running back in round 3, for example, or round 4.
But and Isaiah Likely, someone asked me about him. I don't want him because I
know who you want.
He's another one like Juwan Johnson. Just a big slot receiver that doesn't block very well. I mean, there's a reason why the Ravens extended Mark Andrews were prepared to let Likely go, because Andrews is more of a true inline tight end. I know he makes a lot of dumb mistakes. Like there was one play where he catches a ball and he tries to throw a lateral, and it's almost ruled a fumble, but Ravens were able to fall back on it, and they were they weren't able to. It wasn't a turnover, but he can block. He's big enough. He can run. He runs those inline seam routes. I mean, Isaiah Likely, he's that guy you split out wide as the Y, and blocking. You just hope he gets paired with a defensive back and not a linebacker.
No, the tight end I know you like is the kid from Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, Darnell Washington. Sadly,
no, not Darnell Washington, because he's going to end up being their starter now.
Yeah. Oh, Freiermuth.
Yeah.
Freiermuth. I do want him. I don't know if the Steelers are still going to run their 11 personnel, where they have 2 tight ends lined up, but it's going to be interesting because at one point they decided to keep 4 tight ends with Connor Haywood, who's a free agent, as basically the fullback tight end hybrid. Kyle Pitts is another one that's like Juwan Johnson, just a big slot receiver.
Well, he doesn't get to play Tampa every week.
Yeah, that too.
That's going to be someone's going to throw stupid money at him.
Kansas City?
I don't know if it's going to be Atlanta or not, but it's going to be somebody's going to throw stupid money at him.
Atlanta's got to make a decision on Kirk Cousins.
No. This is something else worth watching, okay? So we're entering this final week, Black Monday. is the fifth. Um, certain teams will fire their head coaches if they don't make the playoffs this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And we're looking at teams like the Steelers, who could possibly fire their coach or ask him to resign. They don't fire anybody over there.
Yeah,
They
they'll
ask
pull
them
out.
to step down.
Yeah, I think they'll tell him to quit or something or something like that
Mm-hmm.
because I think they recently gave him a contract extension. Let me see
Yeah,
when
I think they
I
did. But he is
yeah.
somebody that if he doesn't make the playoffs by beating the Ravens, the pressure is going to be on for a new face. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you got your winning season, but you didn't make the playoffs again.
Okay.
And the reverse, if the Ravens don't make the playoffs, Jim Harbaugh, I'm sorry, John Harbaugh may
Yeah.
be a guy that is fired. The Saints beat the Falcons. Raheem Morris is likely fired.
Okay.
They're on a
So
winning streak too, and they
this was
won.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I decided
Yeah.
to pull up Mike Tomlin's contract. So this is the interesting thing. The Steelers must decide by March 1st, 2026, whether to exercise his team option.
Mm-hmm.
So they could easily say, "We're just not going to pick up your team option, Mike. You can go be with someone else."
Exactly. You know.
Yeah.
So, I'll keep going. Some of these other teams, Miami Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
McDaniel kind of looks like he's kind of saved his job a little bit, but here they're going to be in a market for a quarterback. That's another team that could do something stupid and try and spend money to go get the kid from Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt the Jets fire their head coach. The Bengals probably will not fire him, but the Browns may fire their head coach. Pete Carroll may be asked to resign gracefully.
Yeah.
You know, Tampa Bay, this is where I was going with all the other coaches that don't make playoffs. If Tampa Bay loses again, they have now, after starting out, I think it was 7-5. If they finish on finish with 6 consecutive losses.
Yeah, so they started off like 7-2, and no, like 7-3 or something. Now they're on a 6-game losing streak.
Yeah. Okay, so 7-3
Yeah.
and 6-game losing streak, and they lose again and don't make the playoffs after 4 divisional titles. Yeah, you got a lot of injuries, but you have blown a lot of games, and your assistants are doing well elsewhere. Cohen, and you just lost another former assistant in Carolina. You know, they may be looking at new blood over there too. So, you know, these are the things to watch this Sunday and Saturday. What games, who wins these games, and what does that mean for Black Monday? You know, some of these guys are playing for their jobs. So that's one of the reasons why I think Atlanta is going to be very tough for us.
Yeah. Okay,
Although
so
the refs gave the Falcons that frigging game yesterday.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I was looking at Tampa's schedule. They have lost 7 of their last 8 games.
Yeah.
Ever since they beat us in their bye week.
And they weren't that good in that game.
Yeah. No. They were kind of sloppy, and you know
they
just
had
got further
under
exposed.
200 yards total offense.
Yeah, like they could barely run the football, and because they had 152 yards passing and 42 yards rushing.
Yeah,
that was one of their leading rushers. But yeah, it's just they couldn't do anything. It's just Spencer Rattler fell apart, and then they just threw in Tyler Shough in the second half, and you know that's all they needed, and they benefited from 5 turnovers.
Yeah. So my point is, you know, there's a lot of teams that will likely be letting their coaches go on Black Monday. You could see as many as 5 to 7 coaches getting let go, and several of them being playoff coaches. I would like the Falcons to hold on to Raheem Morris just because I think he's incompetent, and the longer the Falcons remain incompetent, the happier I am.
Yeah,
Um,
he's the Black Dennis Allen, all right.
well, he is, and my thing with Raheem Morris, because they beat the Rams and they played well. If we beat them with Tyler Shough just playing out of his mind and exploiting that secondary, I would not be surprised if the Falcons keep him around another year because their attitude is, hey, look, we lost some games we shouldn't have. We need to fix some stuff on the field, but we've got the right core. We have a right coach because we've won, what, 4 or 5 games too,
Yeah.
consecutive games. Um, we just lost games early in the season. That's why we didn't make the playoffs because they were like 3-7 at one point. And they, just like us, rally from 3-7 to finish at 7-10. That's not bad for them. That's a 4-3 finish. That's not
Hmm.
far off from where we were, as far as finishing the season. But who knows? The Falcons may decide they want to get Bill Belichick after all and fire everybody and try and get Bill Belichick from North Carolina. Who knows? That's the kind of crazy shit they'll do. But anyway,
Yeah.
so for
But
me, the big. Well,
yeah, I
go
was gonna
ahead.
say like Arthur Blank has a good finger on the pulse of the community because keep in mind Atlanta's a heavy black community,
Mm-hmm.
and you got a black GM and a black head coach, and this is coming from I'm just parroting what Bomani Jones have said because he's a podcaster, he's an Atlanta fan,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like the thing, he doesn't want to fire a black head coach and black GM just yet. So there's still a good chance that both of them could stay one more year, hopefully sabotaging themselves. But it's he has to get a good pulse on a situation of whether or not how the community is going to feel because when like he talked with some of the candidates, like Bomani talked with a couple of the candidates, and Arthur Blank asked him saying, "Hey, we're a heavy black community. Is this
Mm-hmm.
something that you're okay with?"
Look, if the Falcons beat us on Sunday,
Hmm.
Raheem Morris is 100% coming back
Yeah.
because that means they finished on a winning streak. That means they got the guy they were looking. I mean, they like the offense they needed. You know, um, I just feel like
Hmm.
that would be that winning streak would be enough for them to say, "Look, this is the guy we want. We're on the right path. If our quarterback didn't get hurt, we probably were in the playoffs." You know, um, we've got one of the best running backs in the NFL. We got a good offensive line. Our defense is coming around. We got 2 young pass rushers. We're on the cusp of turning this thing around.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, there's a lot more of we will keep Raheem Morris another year versus what they're seeing in Tampa. Tampa feels much more of a we're going to fire this guy, Todd Bowles, because this team has collapsed. We had 4 straight divisional titles and we lost all these games. We have a weak division. There's no reason we should have missed the playoffs, and we're going to miss the
Yeah.
playoffs.
Yeah. And everyone
And
was
Baker
telling
Mayfield
Tampa.
regressed.
Yeah, and everyone was telling Tampa, "Hey, listen, do not let Liam Cohen leave your staff. Fire Todd Bowles and
Mm-hmm.
make Cohen the head coach because you are not going
Mm-hmm.
to get another guy like him." And now they're looking at Jacksonville. They have a very unlikely but possible route to getting the number one seed.
He fixed Trevor Lawrence,
Yeah,
just
he
like he
fixed.
fixed Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, he's got. Yeah, so and now they're going to probably be looking for an offensive minded coach.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what kind of knee jerk hire they're going to do to try and get the offense right. Do they go after, do they see if Stefanski gets fired? Because the Browns, you don't know what's going to happen with Stefanski because on one hand, yeah, it's been 6 years, couple playoff berths, but maybe it's time to go in a different direction. But on the other hand, they're not going to do better than Kevin Stefanski. They're the Browns. They don't get good head coaches. They just don't.
Yeah, I mean, that's a team that I could see them going back into the college ranks to go get a head coach, um, and fire the GM, fire everything, and then just tear it all down, and rebuild again for the
Hmm.
60th time, since they've come back. Um, so to kind of wrap up the show here, so what do you think is going to happen on Saturday and Sunday? Carolina versus Tampa? Who do you think wins that game?
I think Carolina's going to win it because I know everyone wants the funniest proxy scenario
Mm-hmm.
where Carolina still wins even though they lost, but I just think Tampa is too much in a free fall.
Yeah, I hate to say it. I think Carolina wins the game too because I just feel like, um, with those two teams, which team is hot right now? Which team is playing with confidence?
Yeah,
Um, and I think Baker Mayfield is making the same mistakes he made in Cleveland at the end of his time there. He's
yeah,
been hurt. He's playing through that pain because he wants to prove he's a tough guy, and it's affecting his mechanics.
yeah. I
And he's
mean,
trying to
he.
force passes that aren't there.
Hmm. I mean, this is it's that's who he is. That's what he does every single time.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I hate picking on him because he's a good player. I liked him coming out of Oklahoma, and picking on him does me no good, does me no justice. It's just
Oh,
this is who he is.
Sean would
He's
be
a,
screaming for the past 3 years. We should have signed Baker instead of Derek
yeah,
Carr or Jameis
yeah,
Winston and all these other players, because
because
of his success in Tampa.
yeah. Well, Baker Mayfield, he loves playing when there's a chip on his shoulder, where there's
Mm-hmm.
people when there's doubters and guys, saying that he's no good. That's when he feels like he has to prove those guys wrong. And right now he's just proving those guys right.
Mm-hmm.
Because Baker's biggest problem is you need the head coach has to tell him, listen, you are hurt. I'm putting you on IR for 4 games so you can heal properly. I'd rather you be miss 4 games to be fully healthy rather than you playing through pain and compromising not just our team but yourself. You have to be that barrier. You have to be that guy that tells them enough is enough.
Yeah. Yeah. He should have been sat down after us, honestly. I mean, he
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't have even played that game with us. Um, honestly, he should have sat down, and he's not going to do that. He will not take that. And that says a lot about their confidence. I mean, Teddy Bridgewater is their backup, but
Yeah.
it just kind of says how they feel about this team. That he needs to be out there playing. And yeah, Sean Sean Williams would definitely. He's an Oklahoma fan. Would definitely be screaming for Baker to be with the Saints. But yeah, and I agree. I think Seattle has the best chance of winning because I don't the other game Saturday night because I don't
Mm-hmm.
think the 49ers defense just is good enough.
Yeah.
The Bears were just really taking it to them, and the only reason why the Bears lost is because they had the cluster at the end. They were in a position to score, but I don't think Seattle makes that same mistake.
Yeah. And I gotta look to see are they playing in Seattle or in San Francisco?
I think they're playing in San Francisco, but let me make sure.
Because if they're playing in San Francisco, then yeah, I'm taking San Francisco because Brock Purdy has been playing very well lately. Okay, yeah, they're playing in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
I would consider San Francisco here because they've been playing very, very well lately, especially Brock Purdy, even though you won't have Kittle. The question is going to be, what's the health of the offensive line going against that defense? But,
Mm-hmm.
I do not sleep. on the San Francisco 49ers just getting ready to tear them apart.
Well, they likely see them again,
Mm-hmm.
so the 49ers attitude will be, we want to win the game, but we don't have to win the game. You
Right.
know, um, their attitude is going to be, we likely will see this team again. If Kittle plays, what kind of shape is Christian McCaffrey in? How's the game going? That kind of thing. I think that's going to determine a lot on how the 49ers play this one. Um,
Mm-hmm.
let's see. Week 18. All right. So the next one is Packers at Vikings. I have no confidence in the Packers whatsoever because the Packers lose games they should win. Um, I mean, you're not playing for anything. You've already in the playoffs. The Vikings are eliminated. The Lions were eliminated last week. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
just don't know what the Packers are going to do.
Packers are in this weird thing
They can't
where
stop the
right,
run.
yeah, they can't do anything right. I mean, first of all, I think I would just rest their starters because they got
Mm-hmm.
nothing to play for.
They
Bears won the
don't.
North, and they can't be higher than the seventh seed. So I would
Mm-hmm.
just sit a good bit of my starters. Like you sit Jordan Love, let him get healthy for one more game.
Mm-hmm.
You sit Josh Jacobs, let him get healthy for another game, and you play the players that you need to get on a little heater that
Mm-hmm.
and see what happens.
I mean, you can't. You don't rush the passer very well.
Yeah.
Now Michael Parsons is gone. You don't stop the run.
Hmm.
So you do need, you need to get as healthy as you can. Colts Texans. I'm taking the Texans. The Colts are done. Um, Browns Bengals. To quote Chicago, does anyone really care? I mean, that's two coaches who are on death watches. I don't think they're going to fire the Bengals coach. They should fire him. I think they're going to fire the Browns coach, and they shouldn't fire him. Um, Saints Falcons. Who do you have?
I want the Saints. I mean, first of all, fuck the Falcons,
Yeah,
but I think the Saints could win this game. Now the big question is, can they do back-to-back 30-point games?
yeah, because they're probably going to take that.
Yeah, because
Um,
the thing about the Falcons is that whenever they play a really good tough opponent and they beat them, the next week they lay an egg.
mhm. My thing is, you got to shut down Bijan Robinson. You got to shut down Tyler Algier, and don't let Kirk Cousins get hot.
Hmm.
Put a lot of pressure on Kirk Cousins. Um, you let him stand in the back in the backfield, just pick you apart. He's going to do that. Um, I think they're a better team than they were, believe it or not, with more injuries. But I think they were a better team now than they were when they played the Falcons. What, 4 weeks ago?
Yeah. So no, actually more than 4 weeks ago. It's been
6 weeks
one, two,
ago?
three, 4, 5. Yeah, it's
Right after
about
the
six
bye.
weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, because this will be the final game. So yeah, yeah, 6 weeks. But yeah, and I agree because 6 weeks ago, you're coming off a bye. I think this it was the first time the Saints really had any sort of expectations because they were actually
Totally
favored.
agree, Calvin. Totally agree.
They were favored to win in that game
Mm-hmm.
by 2.5 points. Everyone thought the Falcons were going to be terrible. They're going to continue their losing skid and all of that. It's just everything was just going for the Saints, and then in the game, you completely lay an egg. Your offense is completely inept.
Mm-hmm.
The defense outside that pick six really couldn't do much. It's just one of those things that going in, it feels a little more Saint going where it could go into the Saints way because they're not favored. they're underdogs by about, last time I checked, 2.5 points. It probably went up a
Mm-hmm.
point to probably 3.5 if I check
You get 3
again.
points. You get 3 points for playing at home.
Yeah, because the Saints again, because like I said, the Saints were 2.5 points and all that. So let's see.
Yeah, 2.5 is about right.
Yeah, Saints are now 3.5 point underdogs. It did go
Yeah, you
up.
get 3 points for playing at home, so you're a
Yeah.
0.5 point underdog.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you. I'm all about the Saints winning. I want the 7 wins. I want the second place schedule. I want to go into this offseason feeling really confident about this team. Much like in 1986, when the Saints finished 7-9, the next year they went 12-3. We all saw they were a much better team that got people excited about the upcoming season.
Yeah.
I like to see that kind of thing happen. Next few games, Titans, Jags. I mean, depends on if the Jags have a shot at the number 1 overall seed. They feel like it's not going to happen. They could probably sit their starters, and the Titans could pull something out. Cowboys, Giants. Who gives a shit? Cardinals, Rams. The Rams. That game was taken from them with a bunch of bad calls.
Yeah.
Especially at the end of the game. But the Cardinals they're not going to do anything. The Rams will probably try and make one last push to get Matt Stafford that MVP trophy. I don't know if he's going to get it, though. You played very badly against the Falcons, and that was a nationally televised game. Josh Allen was the offense for the Buffalo Bills against the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
They got the 2-point conversion. Well, they got a score the first time, got called back, scored anyway, went for 2. I mean, almost every win the Buffalo Bills have had is because of Josh Allen.
Yeah.
It's hard to not make him the MVP.
Yeah.
Chiefs,
Yeah. I mean,
oh,
go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say Chiefs, Raiders. Who gives a shit? I mean,
Yeah.
Raiders are tanking. Commanders, Eagles. That's another game that the Eagles are going to win that one.
Yeah.
Dolphins, Patriots. That'll be interesting because the Patriots are still competing for that number 1 seed. Dolphins are trying to be like us and finish strong.
Yeah.
But Drake May is so hot right now.
Yeah, he's the favorite right now. I think he's going to win the MVP. I know some people are going to complain about the strength of schedule, but here's my rebuttal: you still have to win those games. You still have to perform well and win those games. If you're not winning those games, or if you're not playing well, then it doesn't. Then strength of schedule doesn't matter.
Oh well, and it's New England. They haven't won
Yeah.
anything since Tom Brady's been gone.
Mm-hmm.
To bring back the Patriots post Tom Brady, that's huge. That's huge. Yep. Lions, Bears. I'm afraid this is the end for the Lions. The Bears are going to win this game, and the Lions have a lot of questions they got to answer. A lot of free agents.
Yeah, and I think
they're going to have to make some coaching changes.
I think they are going to fire their offensive coordinator John Morton because I think the moment Dan Campbell had to start doing play calling, that's like, nope, you're fired. You're fired.
Yeah. Chargers, Broncos. That's gonna be a good game, but Broncos are they're gonna be scoreboard watching.
Yeah.
And they wait to the fourth quarter to turn it on.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and the Broncos, the 1 seed is theirs unless they lose. If they lose, then and the Patriots win, then the Patriots get the 1 seed. If not, the Broncos keep the 1 seed.
Jets and Bills. God. This is the last game you played in last regular season game. You played in Old Rich Stadium. I don't know what the hell it's called now, but I just know it's Rich Stadium.
Right.
They're going to want to go out with a bang. Huh?
You're talking about for who?
Huh? They're going to want to go out with a bang.
You're talking about for who?
Huh?
Who's the team you're talking about? The one
Jets,
that was a bit.
Bills. They're playing the Jets.
Okay, and oh, there. I think it's still called Ralph Wilson. Yeah, it's still called Ralph Wilson Stadium.
Okay, Ralph Wilson Stadium. I didn't know if it was named after a corporate sponsor or not, but you know, it's the last home game of the Bills, regular season home game in that stadium.
Yeah.
Uh, they're going
No,
to
I'm
put on a
sorry.
show.
I'm sorry. It's now called Highmark Stadium. Highmark.
Okay, I knew it was named after some company. Yeah, it wasn't going to be
Yeah,
named after
they
one for
lo
long.
Yeah, the name was changed in 2016. It was changed to New Era Field until 2019, and then Highmark got it in 2020.
Okay, well, I still know it as Rich Stadium, and
Yeah,
that's how far back I go. Um,
yeah.
so that leaves the last game of the weekend. Ravens Steelers. Who do you have for that game?
I think the Ravens, because
Me
Steelers.
too.
Yeah, because the problem with the Steelers is that the moment Tomlin gets that 9-win season, he packs it in.
Oh yeah,
Like, I feel like he cares more about that record than anyone else, and I think also deep down he's ready to lead the Steelers.
I think he is too.
Like being with
And I
one
think Aaron
team for
Rodgers is done
yeah,
as a quarterback.
and honestly, being with one team for 20 years, that is just like that is crazy. Like at
It
some
is.
point, like
It's Tom Landry's
Belichick,
record.
yeah, Belichick, Tom Landry, and Don Shula and Chuck Noll
Mm-hmm.
are the only coaches I can name off the top of my head that stayed with one team for 20 years. Bud Grant, I think, was what, only 18 years?
Now he left. He was there from um 67, I think. I have to go back and look, but I know he left in 1983
And came back in
and came
85
back in
for,
85
and
for
I
one
think,
year.
yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
let's see. Bud Grant
Also,
was there from
I never realized how old. I never
18
realized.
years. 18 years,
Yeah,
67 to 83,
yeah. I never realized
and then
also
came
how.
back in 85.
I also never realized how long Bud Grant lived. I thought he died sooner than that.
No, that
Because he died.
man almost lived to be 100.
Yeah, he died in 2023, 2 years ago.
Yep. He
I never.
at 90 something years old, he was out there in short sleeves when it was freezing when they were playing at the old
University of
Minnesota Stadium,
Yeah,
outdoor stadium, Minnesota Gophers, college stadium.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because
for the national
the
anthem.
roof of the Metrodome collapsed.
Well, and they were building a new stadium. They were
But
building a new
no,
stadium
but
anyway.
yeah, no, they had to play there because in
Yeah, all that
2013
snow.
the roof collapsed from all the snow, and I remember that video. Just all of a sudden you see a big old you see it dragging down, then you see the snow
It was like
all
something
over
on a
the curbs.
Scarface and the
Yeah.
mountains of cocaine.
Hmm.
No, Minnesota people have said for a long time that they feel like when they stop being an outdoor football team, they stop being so tough. Um,
Yeah.
I honestly think that the Ravens are going to win this game because I think they're just going to run Lamar. Derrick Henry at him all game. I don't think
Yeah.
Lamar's going to play, but I
No, I
feel
think
like the league, as much as I think they rig games, because I think that Falcons game and that Falcons Rams game was a setup for this weekend.
mhm.
Um, I feel like they cannot have an AFC playoff game with no Lamar Jackson, no Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen being the only guy out there. They want somebody out there who could challenge Josh Allen. And who has been
Mhm.
the blocker for Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson was Patrick Mahomes. So one of those two they want to see in a Super Bowl, you know.
Yeah.
So this is the year for either one of those. Yeah, no Joe Burrow either.
Mhm.
No Joe Burrow. It's going to be Justin Herbert. It's going to be Bo Nix, Drake May. That's a totally new. That's a totally new playoff thing. They want to see a star, but at the same time, they want to see one of these other stars that have been blocked by Mahomes for so long to get their shot, and that's
Yep.
what this is. So I just feel like it's the stars are all aligned for the Ravens to win, and it'd be the great comeback story after starting out, with a terrible record with just one win or whatever. Get
Hmm.
that rematch of that Sunday night game, Buffalo and the Ravens in the AFC Championship game. That would be ideal for the networks. They would love that. So that's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
me thinking about the script.
Hmm.
Um, Matt, I appreciate you chiming in and filling in for Bob. We went a lot longer than I normally like to go with Bob because of that. Uh, New Year's Eve tomorrow. Somebody out there this is going to be the last night they go to bed with 5 fingers or 10 fingers.
Hmm.
Someone's going to go JPP on us. Hopefully, it's nobody in our
Yeah.
audience, but someone will do it
And
because their
tomorrow,
last words will be, "Hey, watch this."
yeah, and tomorrow is the second round of the college football playoffs. Tomorrow
Yeah.
is Ohio State versus, I believe it is. I know it's Ohio State. I think they're playing. No, they're not playing Ole Miss.
No.
I
I think they're
oh
playing Texas Tech, aren't they?
no, Texas Tech is playing Oregon.
Okay.
Indiana's playing Alabama. Georgia's
Alabama.
playing Ole Miss. Leaving with, God, what was that fourth game?
Hang on, I got it. I'm just going to pull all this up.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's escaping me right now.
Okay. Iowa,
Miami,
Vanderbilt.
Miami, Miami,
Yeah.
Miami.
Michigan, Texas in the
Hmm.
Citrus Bowl. Yeah, then New Year's Day, Alabama, Indiana, Ole Miss, Georgia, Wake Forest. Oh, it's basketball. No, it's
Yeah.
football. Mayo Bowl. Oh God, how the hell
Oh
did
yeah,
you
the
get that?
two
Wake
enough
Forest
teams
and Mississippi State.
enough teams
That's
just bowed out of it.
yeah. That's what happens when you go to hell, and the devil tells you, "Oh, I got football to watch. Here we go.
Hmm.
Here's a game for you to watch." Yeah.
Yep.
Then we got a double header. We got that. We got the Raiders Giants game. You get to watch both those games. So there's
Yeah.
football down here. All right. Anyway, yeah. So lots of college football this weekend. I'm gonna look forward to watching football starting tomorrow, all the
Hmm.
way through Sunday night. Um, in the meantime, everybody have a happy New Year. Happy New Year, Anna. Happy New Year to all you. Happy New Year to Bob. Bob was at the game Sunday. I really wanted to get his impressions of what it was like in that stadium. Because you could hear the Saints fans late in the game. But yeah, everybody have a good, happy New Year. Best of luck in 2026. Let's go out on a positive note with a lot of optimism. I want that second place schedule. I want that second place finish because that's just huge. Just so
Yeah.
much. It's
And I will.
so much is good vibes. So
Yeah.
yes, happy New Year to you all, and thank you all for sticking with us all this time. And we'll see you next time on Under the Dome. Good night, everybody.